Hello, everyone. Again, tonight, Thursday, November 19th, 2020. And we are here on the Groovekart Challenge. And this is day 7. Today, again, in the company of Mrs. Darcy Hall. Darcy, how are you?
Miss, not Mrs. Miss.
Oh, Miss Darcy Hall. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I want to misrepresent.
Miss Darcy Hall. I'm sorry. So, Darcy, how are you?
I'm well. I'm really well, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I can see that you're well. You have a big bear behind you, so you're protected there. So
My spirit animal, my
yeah,
protector, my company mascot.
awesome. And I see that you have smaller bears there as a statues, right? It's like a whole family bear.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So guys, tonight we're gonna have an exciting night. Let me just share my screen really quickly as we come into the 7th day or challenge. And also we have David around in the shadows answering questions and helping out as he always does every Thursday. So guys, let me just I believe everybody has my screen. Yep, I believe we can see my screen. And so let's just get started. For today, guys, what we're going to be doing is actually kind of fun. We're going to have a couple of updates and news, and of course, other functions. On the past 6 weeks, we have talked about how to set up the proper product page, the landing pages, the home page. We talked about the checkout page last week. We talked about a couple of other things. Today is the extra function, the other functions, the stuff that is necessary to have in our carts to make sure that we have everything rounded up. And Donna Zimmerman, how are you? Hello, everyone. And as I was mentioning, just a couple of other things like the spinning wheel, which I think we covered last week, but I want to just go through the full setup on a couple of all the apps. So today is just that extra functionality that is important for our cards. So as always, Darcy, you're gonna have two windows. Open one window, your dashboard on your card, and in the other one, you're going to have your live site. So any changes that we do as we go along, we actually can review them. Now, I am going to ask for our audience if we can do a little bit of a sound check because I am hearing an echo. Darcy, can you hear an echo on your end?
I don't hear an echo.
Awesome. Perfect.
And it has my audio. I could grab my headset.
No, your audio is perfect. I mean, it's just I'm asking because I'm actually with mine right now because earlier I tried to do a couple of tests and they told me that it was echoey. So I'm putting them around and I'm hearing that same echo. So I don't know.
David's on hand to tell you to turn off video if necessary.
Yeah, so he's not there. Hello, Victor. Hello, Don Binga One, Donna, and everybody else that is actually there. Hey, Michael. How are you, Michael Ramirez? Coach, thank you very much. I'm glad that the sound is 100% today. And we hope that tonight, again, as every other Thursday, the information here today is going to be beneficial for you guys. So let's just give it a second here. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Sandra, actually, I sent you an email early yesterday, and I don't know if you have checked it out. Hey, guys. GrooveUp says, hey, guys. So I safe to assume that's David. And hello, Edgar, and everybody that is joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you guys. And as always, hey, Matt, what's up? I guess it's Matt Serralta just logging in.
Hi, Matt.
One of our co-founders actually just stopping by for a visit. So it's always good to have him around. Hey, Bob. So guys, I was mentioning for today, we're going to be talking about the other functions. And we're going to have those functions demoed in Darcy's website. So we're going to know and we're going to learn how we can do that firsthand. So first and foremost, let's just give some news and updates. We actually are on the way to now complete a couple of upgrades that were actually expected from our users, which are the inventory control. And I believe that is coming really soon. And I know that I announced it a week ago, but now it's becoming a reality. It's really, really soon. So we are going to have that very soon for you guys. For those that have products on your own, that you actually have your own products, so you can control that inventory. And so what we're going to do is now let's just go to the nitty-gritty of tonight, and let's just get started. Now, in the meantime, guys, remember, I always ask the questions in the first 10 minutes. Who in here is visiting us for the first time? So please press a number 7 if you're here for the first time, so we can identify you and we can actually just kind of give you the rundown in a couple of minutes so you understand the process and what the Groovekart Challenge is all about. And we have Facebook user. By the way, Facebook user, Darcy is going to tell you a link so you can actually go in there and install a plugin, I believe it is, Darcy, or
to grant authorization. So go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and that's streamyard.com/Facebook, and you'll be able to log in and grant the credentials for StreamYard for all of the pretty on whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, that when you're commenting, we can see your profile pic and your name. So we don't just call you generally Facebook user.
Exactly, Facebook user. Awesome. And if David is still around, can you actually just put that in there in our comments so we can actually just have you go there, log in, and once you log in, you give authorization to StreamYard to provide us with your name so we can identify you. And I see a lot of 7. So Linda, Harold Fuller, Better Tomorrow, Judy K, Javier Garcia, Anthony Forrester, David Lemon actually just put in the the link. Thanks, David. So, guys, what we do here every Thursday.
One quick comment, I've got to laugh real quick, as I saw Javier Garcia's popped in on a lot of David's Q&As and so forth in the mornings, and I didn't know initially if that was an alias for John Garcia.
Oh.
But hi, Javier. I've noticed you in the other.
Well, hey, might be my cousin. You know, my dad always went around, so never know. Hey, so guys, David actually was kind enough to put the link. So go to streamyard.com/Facebook, register there so you can actually just provide us. Once you come back and join us, we can actually see your name. So it will no longer be Facebook user, but your name. So awesome. Thank you, Nathan. Nate the man. So awesome, guys. So what we do here every Thursday, and let me just give you the 5-minute rundown. We have all these episodes, and every 8 weeks, we actually pick one of our customers. In this case, is Miss Darcy Hall, right at the bottom, right in their screen. And we actually use her store as a showcase. So we do everything with her, and she works with us, and she learns the process of how to create her store. And right now, we're about the day number 7. We're kind of wrapping up this new this challenge. But next, right after we end this one, I believe is 2 weeks from now, we're going to start a new one. We are actually having we receive a few of the essays for the challenge, because once we finish with one of the sessions, we start a new one, but we pick a new person, a new customer. So if David, if you're still around, do we have still time? I think we still have received emails for the actual submission for the essay. I spoke about it, and let me just tell you how that works. Oh, hey, David, how are you?
Hey, guys. Yes, so we received a couple of emails, but John would tell you again, maybe we can receive some more.
Awesome. So, David, can you do me a favor? Can you just type in the email where people can actually send the essay? And by the way, guys, the reason of the essay, because we have a lot of new people today. I know it's a lot of 7, so that gets me excited, because that means that either you're hearing about the Groovekart Challenge, or you are watching in other trainings, maybe in our YouTube channel. So if you want to be a candidate in the next challenge, all that you have to do is write a 500 words or less essay and tell us why you want to be the actual next showcase. You want to be famous, so you can actually just write that essay just like Christine Case and Darcy Hall did in the last 2, and you can participate. So Edgar Calderon said, hey, what's the essay about? I'm excited. So Edgar, all that you have to do is write an essay. Why would you be the one? So we're going to open it up again. We receive a couple submissions. And David, in a second, is going to put the email address where you have to send us your email. So I believe it's right here, marketingplusgkc@groovedigital.com. So write an email, 500 words or less, why we should pick you to be the next showcase for our Groovekart challenge. And let us know. So I believe we can probably just keep it open until this Friday. And on Friday, we make the final decision. Alrighty. Now, oh, hey, Christine. Miss Christine Case is here. Christine actually was our very second participant. So she actually had a beautiful store that actually she sells products for firemen and or is a theme related to firemen. So, and of course, as we know, Darcy's is actually for her charity. So, guys, this holiday season, these these festivities, just Darcy at the end of the challenge, she's gonna just show us their site and how everything looks. So, hey, just go in there, and if you can, just purchase something, participate, donate. She has a great cause, and she will tell us about it at this instance, so we know what her site is all about. So,
tell you now?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I'm putting together a website called benefitscharity.com, and I'll be featuring different charities with products that portion of the product sales will go directly to a designated charity each month. And when this store goes live for 1 month, I'll be putting all profits to or portion of the proceeds all to Leukemia Lymphoma Society. I lost my best friend to leukemia in 3rd grade and another high school classmate in 2003. I have lots of friends that are survivors of leukemia as well as survivors of lymphoma. And it's an excellent organization that does blood cancer research that goes even beyond. Great patient support. So thank you.
Well, that's a great cause, guys. So as soon as the site is live, for sure you're gonna have a couple of thousand people go visiting and just doing the right thing, especially since the holiday season is rapidly approaching. So, guys, this is the kind of excitement that I like to share all the time. I'll be sending my essay ASAP. I would love to be in the running for the help. Thank you, Groove. Perfect. So, Edgar, do it. And I think I want to just kind of just show you guys something. Javier Garcia.
People. It doesn't have to be long and fancy. 500 words is less than you think. But having the opportunity to be face-to-face with John and David and to get to know them beyond and to be here and to get to know the community, it amplifies your experience and is very motivating. So just, you gotta, what they say, you have to be in it to win it. So if you don't submit, then you don't have a chance. But even just submitting something, who knows, that you may be the next Groovekart challenge winner.
Yeah, exactly. And just it could be probably my cousin, my Ecuadorian cousin. Javier Garcia says, I'm your Ecuadorian cousin. Hey, I know beautiful Ecuador. So I'm from Colombia, so you guys know. And yeah, I love Ecuador. It's a cool place. So guys, now David is actually manning the question. So he is going to be in the shadow. So he's going to be helping us today. So if you have any questions, remember, please put a Q in front of your question so we know it's a question. So David or myself can actually answer it live. Right now, David is actually doing an awesome job also, working with Groovekart and learning the ins and outs. So both him and I were going to be working on new materials really soon. We're going to be having a more complete library of videos for the new version 2 that was launched a couple of months ago. And it was long overdue. So please be a little bit patient with us, but they will be there ready soon. So guys, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about analytics, staff accounts. We're going to do also work on some of the actual apps. I don't know if I'm going to do the spin wheel because we actually did it a couple of times because it was a question about it last week and the week before. So I'm going to pick a couple of other apps. But for sure, we're going to talk about Facebook and Google product feeds because those are something that we definitely need to have activated in your stores. And then, of course, we're going to have this session for the QA. Awesome. So let's get started. So what we're going to do now, I am going to show you guys a couple of slides, and then we're going to move to the live portion of the session. Right now, we have a lot of apps. We have close to 20 apps that are just completely free for you guys to use. And the range of the ads include tax apps for controlling your taxes, your newsletters. Also, if you want to sell dropshipping products with AliExpress, Slingly. Also for print-on-demand products, we'll just review them in a second. So we will go in and see how each interacts. And depending on what you want to do with your store, you can pick and choose and activate them. And right after that, we are going to go and talk about the staff accounts, because as we all know, when you're working full-time and you want to start a business, you want to make sure that you have help. And this is the way for you to control your help, because with the staff accounts, which is actually renovated, we have now different levels, then you can give access to certain people to certain areas of the actual store. So that's another portion of it. And lastly, we'll talk about the pixels, the feeds, and the embed codes. That's important because everything that we do has an action that needs to be completed for a result. And something that I didn't have a screenshot, and I just realized it, is the analytics. In analytics, we're going to do a full demo, because analytics, guys, and I tell you guys every seventh day of the session, without analytics, you're going to be making your advertising decisions based on gut feelings, and you don't want to do that. You do not want to start advertising with no data. With Google Analytics, you understand where are your customers coming from, where are they visiting, are they males, females, all the information that you need in order to run a successful store. You must connect analytics. That is a must. It's not that you should or shouldn't. No, you must connect analytics, because that will be that energy and that information that you need in order to make sure that your advertising dollars are spent properly. So we're going to have that in just a moment. Now, Darcy, it is your turn to actually just show us your screen. So I'll let you be for a couple of seconds. David, do we have any questions in the meantime while Darcy gets ready?
So far, nothing, but I really like Darcy's reaction on, do we have any, if you're not using analytics, you're doing everything based on gut feeling. She was like, no, no. I really like that reaction. So thank you very much. It cheered me up.
I mean, what company does not do analytics for their advertising decisions? I mean, I work for 5 Fortune 500 companies, and I remember the meetings, usually 3 or 4 hour meetings, debating what platforms to use, what tools to use, and I'm talking budgets of millions of dollars, and no decision was ever made without having the right information. And this is the kind of stuff that you only learn through the years. Like, if you have a big budget, you tend to actually overspend in things that you might not need. So like, oh, let's just buy ads in Pinterest, in Instagram, or let's hire an influencer. But then you realize that maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. That's why we need data. We need that information. So I guess we're going to keep waiting for questions. But in the meantime, let's keep going. Darcy?
Yeah, just to speak to why I was laughing is just I dabbled in e-commerce 5 years ago when I got more involved with internet marketing, and I was selling on eBay and set up a Shopify store, but I didn't. My then boyfriend was doing, and he's like, went with what was popular by other people. But if you don't know it yourself, like your audience, if you're just going with your gut as opposed to seeing the actual data, it can be not profitable. And that's what happens most of the time in e-commerce, of why, you hear some are really successful, but most people aren't successful in e-commerce, is because people are putting what they want and what they feel as opposed to what the customer wants and the customer is
correct. And you just hit it right in the head, because if you don't have the right information for your people, for your tribe, for your followers, then you're going to be able to effectively just tell them or actually guide them where to go. And if you don't have that information, then there's nothing that you can do.
So you go with data, not emotion.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. It's all about data. It's all about getting the stuff that you can gather from organic searches and organic reach then you can start adding small steps for your advertising. And I believe we have a question. Jeffrey Hunter asked, should we already have a site created to participate in the challenge? No. This is a great question, Jeffrey. Actually, you need to have no sites at all, no stores. I mean, we will actually just show you how to create your store and start from the bottom up, just like Darcy and Christine, and even our own very Donna Fox have done. So yeah, if you want to participate, just send us that essay, and we'll definitely just take a look at your essay and just let you know. All right, guys. So Darcy, are you ready?
And Colin asked where they can find week 2 and 3 of the series. Darcy series, thanks for calling it that. Thanks for spelling it right like that. It was during Groovathon. So it's within the 330 hours of the Groovathon. And I made a geeky little spreadsheet that I don't have up right now, but later on I could put what actual episodes those were in.
Yeah, and I believe it was on 3rd or 4th, maybe. I'm trying to remember. It was right before the Groovathon, but we will definitely just try to get you
on my phone while others are answering questions.
Yes, Colin. In order to find that out, I will definitely try to see if we can get you the links for the YouTube channel. I know in your YouTube channel we can actually just see if we can get and check the reel of those 300 hours. But in the meantime, guys, let me get started here with Darcy. So Darcy, you have your computer ready with your store? Awesome. Yep. So let me just kill my screen for a moment.
Do you want dashboard or just how it looked, the front page?
Use dashboard right away, and then we just, in the same tab, and remember we use the code switch so we can go back and forth, so we can actually just work efficiently today. All right, guys, right now it's 6:23. We're just shy of half an hour here, and we're about to get started with the store. So I'm going to add you there to the store. Perfect. So for all of you guys that are new here today, this is how the dashboard in our Groovekart looks like. And today, as I mentioned, we're going to be working with a couple of the apps. So therefore, we're going to be looking at the apps icon right there. So it's very simple, very functional. And we have actually just make sure that it's easier to access. And if you click in there, let's see where we're going to go. You're going to have your app manager, your designer app, and your Groove Quiz. Those three may be out. Those two, the Groove Quiz and the designer app. The Groove Quiz, we'll talk about it maybe in the last day as a bonus, because I want to just give a lot of bonuses the last day, because we want to make sure that you get an overview, like a 10,000 foot overview of everything. Just we're going to make sure that you get started somehow, and then as you descend on the information, you know, when you're getting ready to hit the ground, then you have a more personalized approach with the snippets of videos that we're going to be working with David, and provide you specific areas that you might need help with. For example, adding products. For example, making sure my SEO and the page is properly done. How to write effective copy. So we're going to be doing all that besides of the main features of the store. Now, let's just go to the app manager, Darcy, so we can just take a look at what exactly we have here as extra apps. And I think we have a question. We'll talk about it in a second. So right now it's reading. Remember, live. We are live, guys. So just there's gonna be always a delay here in Facebook. So it's gonna be probably a
1 week delay until Black Friday, and I'll have a new computer that'll go a bit faster. So a lot of this is on the fact that I have a slow computer still.
It's quite alright. In any case, we can probably just jump into mine, and we'll do it that. But it's fine, because this is exactly how we learn. And I am a firm believer that the only way that you learn is by doing. I mean, this is the way that I learned. But a lot of people say, I learn better by reading. I learn better by just watching the video or somebody working with me. To me, the best way, for me at least, is to do and learn along the way. So as Darcy is scrolling down, we have a ton of apps that you can activate in your store to maximize certain functionality. For example, we have product reviews. We have the Google Analytics. The Shopify migration tool is the first one, because guess what, guys? if you happen to have a Shopify store that you want to transfer to Groovekart, you can do it very simply by activating this migration tool and just setting a couple of settings by actually changing a couple of settings in your store in Groovekart, and also adding some information in your store at Shopify. And then you can bring that data. You can bring products, you can bring categories. You cannot, and by the way, you cannot bring the theme that you're using. But we're getting close to actually get a little bit more flexibility when it comes to the themes. But the most important part, your products can be actually brought into your Groovekart store. And I will not go into too much details on that one, because once we open it, we have to do a lot of setup. But that's a video that we're going to be working with you guys and for you guys. So we will have it ready. Now, the product reviews. Let's go into the specifics of each of the apps. We have product reviews in Google Analytics, and as you can see, Darcy already enabled them in their site. The product review. Why do we actually activate them? Is very simple, because we want to make sure that in our products, people have the ability to leave a comment. The good thing about this specific app is that you have the ability to either kind of just filter the comments, because remember, there's always going to be somebody that wants to be a little funny and leave an off comment, or maybe a link to an unsavory website, whatever the case may be. But always, product reviews are definitely something that you should consider to open and have active in your store, because remember, humans go by feelings and by emotion. So if they read a nice review in a website with a product, guess what's going to happen? That is going to start immediately a process in the human brain that says, you know what? I think I'm going to like this product. Let's try it. And it helps a lot. I mean, and it's not me telling you this because I like to say it. No, it's just what Amazon is using, Walmart, and all the big stores use. Why are all these platforms big on reviews? Because the exact same reason you should care about it. It generates an emotion. So always try to have the product review active, so you can either add a review or have your customer that actually order your product actually just do the review. But let me just show you guys a little bit on that. So Darcy, if you don't mind, can you actually just click on the little icon on the wheel, the cogwheel? There you go. That one, perfect. Once you click on that, what it will happen is it will ask you, do you want your product reviews open? And Darcy has it activated, so it's going to be in red. And then this will take you to an area that you can start adding your reviews. So you can select the product and maybe add 1 or 2 reviews to help out the sales of a very specific product. So you see, it will say the general settings. It will actually be the privacy policy that every single site will have. Then you see give discounts for a review. So you have the option that if you leave a review, or if your customers leave a review, you can provide them with a discount. So if that's something that you would like to do, definitely you can do it. Now, on the reminder settings, if you go to the next tab, and we're going to go back to in a second where you were going, Darcy, because moderation is very important. So on the settings, another important part is make sure that they have the ability to do it. So that there's not a profile, so you can create a profile that it will send the reminders to find and to fill out the actual reviews. And now, lastly, the last tab is product reviews. So if you click product review, it will actually just show you what reviews you have received in your products. So I don't believe at this moment you have any reviews. Let me see. Let's check. Oh, as a matter of fact, we do have a couple of reviews. Oh, yeah, because it's actually in the demo store right now. So yes, so you do have a couple of reviews, and as you can see, you can either approve it, disapprove it, or if you go into the actions, let's just take a look at number 5, Darcy. And if you click on actions, in that drop down, you can actually edit the review or delete it. So as I said, if there's anything that a person might have left a link to in an appropriate site, or something that you don't feel comfortable leaving on your website, because it's not an honest review, or maybe it's just not something that you would like to have in your store, you can actually just delete it and remove that comment, because you see, it will have all the details. It will have the name of the author, the email of the person that left the review, how many stars, because every time we leave a review, we can actually just put how many stars did the actual product deserve. So all those details you can take a look at and edit them. And if it's something that you don't want in your store, you can obviously delete it. So now that's pretty much it for product reviews. Now, and let's just go back to the general settings, because I know that you wanted to take a look at one setting at the bottom that I kind of missed, which was the moderation. And let me just see once you open it back up. So this will actually help you to moderate, as it says, the comments, and it moderates the actual reviews as well.
Are you able to moderate if there's somebody's posted something super negative, to block them from future reviews or to block them from ordering again?
At the customer level, yes, you can. You can actually block some emails if you deem necessary. You can block. There's an area that you can block the customers and the IPs. And in moderation, you see it was automatic or manual. If you go down there, you see manual or automatic. So automatic will, of course, sort of catch certain keywords and things, but manual will be that you will have to go in there and moderate it and approve it, every single comment or every single review. Now, if you want, let's just click back to the app manager, and we can take a look at the other apps for a moment.
And I see that there is a save if I made any changes. But
yeah, no, you didn't make any changes at all, so it doesn't really necessarily have to save it. If we were actually working actively in something, and if you guys made a change, always save. That's a must. Always save. Let's just see if... Yeah, I'm so glad that we're getting a new computer.
Little commercial breaks for you to check if there's any questions.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, we do have a question by Edgar Calderon. He says, how long will one know if they got selected or not? I'm a little too eager and excited to apply. Edgar, by next week before we announce the winner, so send us the email as soon as you can.
And John, with next week being Thanksgiving holiday in the US,
yes, we're not going to have it, unfortunately. You kill all my thunder because I was about to announce that at the end. But hey, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, being the holidays, guys, I know you love us.
Next time we meet, as opposed to
exactly.
next week.
It will be not that we meet. Correct. It will be the first week of December.
I'll be here if you need me to be. I'm happy to.
Oh no, I know you'll be here every day because that you love the company that much. But you know, we all have different things, and we also have a couple of more things to do. But hey, yeah, at the end of the session tonight, we'll definitely just make sure that we let you guys know that next weekend, I mean next Thursday, being that it's Thanksgiving weekend, we're not going to have the session, but we're going to move it for the first week of December, which I believe is the 4th of December, if I'm correct. If my memory serves me well, I believe it's the 4th or the 5th, maybe. So David probably can take a look at a calendar and let us know because I have no idea, and I'm not gonna.
The 3rd.
The 3rd. Okay, perfect. Thanks. So also, guys, here in the apps, you have disable apps, and all the disable apps are the rest of stuff that you can actually add to your store to make sure is, you know, up to par with certain trends and certain things. And I'm going to just go really quickly in the ones that you don't have active because you might not need it. And this is something that I always say as well. When you have it, you got to really understand if you really need it. I've been to websites that they have an option to add these kind of apps. And when you come into the site, you start seeing pop-ups, you start seeing sidebars, you start seeing what's it called? Notification windows. That, guys, kills conversions. I mean, you're going to get your customers so confused that the moment that they walked into your website, that you go, oh, this is actually looking nice, and there's get bombarded with all this stuff, then they might be turned off. So what we always recommend, always activate 1 or 2 for your scarcity and for your urgency, but don't overdo it. And we do have a couple of those apps. We have, for example, the social proof, that actually just pops up products and shows the price of the product and the description of the product that recently was sold. And maybe the spinning wheel, or maybe another way that you can actually just provide a coupon for your customers that you can work along with your I forgot the term. I'm sorry. I just draw a blank right now. Your sequence for abandonment, your abandonment sequence. So when somebody try to make an order and then they stop because for some reason they got a phone call or they lost power or whatever might be the case, then you can combine an app in order to make sure that it's effective with your abandonment cart sequence. So you have the chatra, the live chat, which you can activate so you can chat with your users. I personally like it, but I don't recommend it because you need to be there, because there's nothing worse than trying to get into a chat, and it just because I manage a team of people that need to be in a chat for the time that we said it is, it can be cumbersome if you're just starting with your store. So unless you have somebody dedicated to your store that you can actually just have there, activate it, because it's a great tool to engage with your customers. If you don't have one, better not have it activated, because then it might just give people the wrong impression, because when they leave a message or they send a message and they don't get a response soon, people tend to get a bad kind of situation. The social proof pop-ups, this is actually a cool one, and I will definitely just step you through, guys, to that one, because that is actually, Darcy, if you don't mind, can you open another tab, and let's just go to GrooveGear for a second, because since you don't have it active, we cannot see it. But what I'm going to do, and this is a shameless plug, by the way, from GrooveGear.com. By the way, guys, this is a store that you can get everything Groove. Anything that you want to wear. We have the lights, like the lights I have right here. If you are too cool to just showcase our products, hey, you can order one of these. These are cool, actually. The other night, my wife and I were watching TV, and I forgot to turn it on. It was actually last Thursday. She goes, that's actually a cool nightlight for the kids. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So the only day that I personally use it is today, because the other days my kids have it. So you see, guys, that window that just pop up at the bottom right there, right under David, right here, that little pill, if you can call it that way, that is the social proof. That means that the site is programmed with very specific products, with very specific settings, that you can tell people, hey, this product just got purchased. This is a random situation that happened. It's just based on a randomizer, but that gives the impression that, hey, somebody just bought this product. You can use it. It's at your disposal at the social proof. Also, in that very same page, Darcy, can you do me a favor? Can you actually try to move your mouse towards the top, like if you were leaving the page? And can you try to see if you can, let me see if maybe somebody that was working with me deactivated, because now one thing that you can do is as soon as you move the mouse out of the frame, it will activate the spinning wheel. But the spinning wheel, we actually have seen it in action. We see it in the...
I've been to the page before, so maybe...
Oh, that's probably why. Yes, maybe it's cooking into it. But yes, so that's probably it. You might have already history visiting that website. And by the way, guys, we're going to have a couple of specials. They haven't been determined, but we'll let you know for next week. So, and for next week, I promise we're going to have a couple of coupons, and we're going to have fun. Not next week, but the next session, I should say. We're going to have fun. It's December. Is my birthday month, so I'm in a jolly mood. So we're going to be giving a lot of coupons and a bunch of other stuff. So let's just go back to the page. I just wanted to show our audience what the social proof looks like. And we have a question. Christine Case asks, is it possible to resize the social proof pop-up? Christine, at the moment, not really, but we are actually taking advice of a lot of people that we're working with, and we are going to make some changes in how to manipulate that, so we can definitely have that. Maybe the resize will work. And another question from Francis. It says, is GrooveGear a drop shipping program from Groove Digital? Actually, no, Francis. This is a completely separate site. This is actually just to promote the brand. But we are working and we're using one of our partners, which is Printful. They all provide those products. So if you guys are starting and is the first time visiting us and you say, okay, let me just take a look at this. How can we? Printful will help you out if you decide to take on the print-on-demand route. The print-on-demand process is very simple with Printful. You just like connect your store. We actually did this in day 2 when we connected a couple of the manufacturers and other sources that we have for products. So definitely gotta let you know that Printful is one of the great sources that we have right now, and we selected it as as the main product, as the official product selection for GrooveGear. And I mean, isn't that cute? Take a look at that. I mean, for a baby, as a matter of fact, somebody in our staff just recently had a baby. We're planning to send her a little bit of the Groove Love via Groovezilla, so it is fun. I mean, if you're a Groovekart, and a Groove Digital fan, this is the place for you. So now let's just go back because we're gonna end up buying something again. And just like David, my wife officially stole my mug, but it's okay. I have to order another one. So, and another thing, guys, some of you guys are in Europe, and it's important to have certain things, certain regulations in Europe. Now, Groovekart is fully compatible with the GDPR. So all that you need to do is for all the regulations required for the GDPR, once you actually flip that switch, it will be GDPR compliant, and you don't have to do anything else. So maybe just go into the settings and change it, but we're not going to do it right now for time. And if you do sell in Europe, you definitely and you must activate that. Now, the same thing with Review Trust is Review Trust is a third-party option as well, and it kind of just connects external reviews into your products, so you can do the same thing. But as I said, we're only picking and choosing a couple of things that we want to do, and maybe just leave it as a reference. And as I said, we're going to have more smaller videos coming soon with every specific app.
John, I'm just going to ask you real quick because others might have a question, what the difference between the product reviews and the Review Trust integration are.
As I mentioned, the Review Trust is a third party. So because Review Trust, it was actually a product that was out there for a couple of years working, and the company decided to add it as another product in the line of services. You can connect Review Trust from anywhere. In this case, we decided to connect it also in Groovekart. The main difference is that it just offers a different sense on the reviews, not only in products, but everywhere in the site. So you can put a landing page with a review landing page, and whoever filled in that form, the review will, of course, display in the site. And it's more on, is not really embedded into the products, but more as a third-party situation. So you can add it from anywhere else. Also, Mailchimp integration, as you know, most of us know, Mailchimp is actually for mailing, for an email subscription, for an email newsletter, whatever you have with them. You have the integration, so you can activate it and add a form that will automatically feed into your Mailchimp account. All that you have to do is just get the API, very simple steps. And again, we're going to have more videos coming up with that. Now, TaxJar integration. TaxJar is actually one of those apps that will help you to control your taxes. A lot of small businesses now in certain states, they require to have, a certain situation when it comes to taxes. So please get yourself with an accountant if whenever you're opening your store, whenever you're working in your or online store, what are the tax laws that you have to apply? And TaxJar will actually integrate that for you. Make sure that you have the right tax rates. Make sure that if you have certain other taxes or certain state situations that you might have to be aware of, TaxJar will actually do that for you. Klaviyo actually is more on the not social media, but more into uh, the increase your value, increase the order value, increase. It will help to provide your customers with ads with certain products that you actually set up, and it will help on the conversions. I am not very well versed in Klaviyo. I personally haven't explored it, but I will definitely work with David and get a more detailed video on that, because I heard very good things about Klaviyo, and it is one of the things that I've definitely been to get more time and explore it. And the last three in the bottom is the Facebook Pixel, the Facebook product feed, and the Zapier integration. So pretty much self-explanatory. If you have a Facebook page, you definitely have to activate your Facebook Pixel, which is what we're going to be doing next in a few minutes. Then the Facebook product feed. We do have the ability to send your products via feed to any Facebook page that now allows it, because I know that they changed a couple of situations when it comes to allowing feeds to the product, to the pages and groups. So the functionality is there, but we need to make sure that Facebook allows it in your page. And of course, the Zapier integration. This is a fun one. Actually, Zapier, what it is, it allows you to take data from your Groovekart to anywhere else. If you need it in a spreadsheet, in Google Sheets, if you need it in a database, you can actually grab that information and do a SAP. That's what it's called. It requires a little bit of a technical know-how, but again, we're going to go more into detail. Just due to the time constraints, we cannot go into very detail of each of them. But if you have questions in any of the apps, guys, remember you have the ability to send us an email to support@groovedigital.com, and we'll be more than glad to assist you there. Now, we got to talk about analytics, because analytics are important. And I see that you have it already set up, right? And you do have your analytics set up, right, Darcy? I believe you have. So let's just click on that wheel. Let's see exactly what you have, because that is, of course, one of the apps that we need to actually activate. And David, can you do me a favor? I don't know, how do you actually remove that banner that says visit groovegear.com and your awesome Groove merch? Thank you. You see, David is just I think he's a vampire. He's invisible.
Robot. He's a robot.
He's a robot. Yeah, we know that. I mean, the guy doesn't sleep. He does everything at noon.
David Lemon, David Limon.
David Limon. Like that, David Limon.
Coach Deb in the original Grooveathon. She dubbed him David Limon.
And before we do on the Google Analytics, let me just get to a couple of questions, because I just got a question from my cousin from Ecuador, which is very important. Actually, Javier, this is very important. About the keep or delete reviews, should a disclaimer be on the terms and conditions saying that you reserve the right to do that? Absolutely. If you have a complete e-commerce site, you want to be as clear as possible with your policies. And this is important because a lot of people, oh yeah, I'm going to have my website ready, and they just focus on the products and the look and feel of the site, but sometimes they forget the legalities. And here's an important part, guys. Remember, Groovekart, it's free for whoever actually get it. You're free, and you can get the stores. If you have a free account, you can actually get a store every 30 days, meaning you can start a store every 30 days. Where's the caveat? You need to have a merchant account. And that's where GroovePay comes to play. You can apply into GroovePay so you can actually get a merchant account. And with that merchant account, you will need the documents that Javier in this moment he's actually referencing in my terms and conditions. So there's many places that you can actually just, if you type terms and conditions disclaimers in Google, you can get some samples, and then you can modify it in a way that you don't copy completely from a different site, but you can accommodate that document to what you need. Because I have seen websites that when you go to the terms and conditions, you can still find the name of a different website, and they don't sell those products, or they sell different services. So you gotta be really careful with that. And the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because once you apply for GroovePay, you're going to have a process. And because there's people that are going to look on your site and say, hey, you know what? Everything looks perfect, so we're going to approve you. It's a very easy process, but there's certain things that we need to be aware of that there need to be done. And that is one of them. Make sure that you have all your terms and conditions. And yes, Javier, you can include on your terms and conditions that you say, hey, any reviews left on my side, we have the right to either remove them, leave them, or edit them. So that's actually important. Let's just move forward. So Google Analytics. The property, let's just, actually, this is the complex way to do the Google Analytics, but let's just do it anyways. Because this is more detail. In the App Manager, you're going to get more detail on the app. And you can see you have 6 different tabs. You have the property, the tracking features, the dynamic remarketing, the Google Ads, the Google Optimize. There's a lot of stuff that I would love to cover right now because this is important for me. I have it in all my sites. I have it in everything that I do because data for me is the livelihood of any company. But we're going to just do something because I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to show you another place where you can actually activate Google Analytics really simply. So Darcy, do me a favor. Let's just click on Settings right in the main navigation. Perfect. And now let's go to Pixels, Feed, and Embed Codes. It activates the same things, but in here is more detail in where we are right now under directly from the apps. But since we just want to make sure that you have the connection, if we don't have it, we want to do the connection because I am going to test the connection. So we know that we're receiving the right data. So let's just get this for a second. And in the meantime, let's take a look at the questions. Michael Ramirez asks, if we are outside the US, do we need to activate tax here? Not necessarily, because outside the United States, taxes and regulations are completely different. So what I recommend you to do is just take a look at your local tax law. If you're in South America, they're completely different from Europe, from Asia. So let's just be aware of that. So you can actually do it manually. It's very simple inside of the card as well. And Donna Zimmerman actually asked, since there is GrooveMail, do we use Mailchimp? This is another great question. Donna, once the implementation with Groovekart and GrooveMail is completed, you don't have to use Mailchimp because you have the whole full suite of stuff. So you definitely don't have to use Mailchimp at all. So that's going to be one of the advantages. Let me just get a last question because I think we're ready. So I thought that was still loading. MJ O'Connor asks, I'm a backer. Could you please tell me who to talk to about not having access to apps? Am I correct to assume that I get an email when your store is approved after 7 days? I have done the hard relay several times. Thank you, Groove. MJ, do me a favor. Please send me an email to support@groovedigital.com and put attention John Garcia so I can take a personal look in your store and see what's going on. Support@groovedigital.com. I'm just added in the comments right now. Please send me an email to that email address because it is important that you get that information all sorted out and make sure that you get your active stores, okay? Now, in here, Ms. Darcy, what we're going to do is we're going to click Google Analytics. And you see, guys, where it says Google Analytics, and this is, and I don't know if you noticed that a few minutes ago when I told Darcy that let's just switch it a little bit because the other one was the more complex way to add analytics. Here is the simplest way. Because the only thing that we need is just the Google Analytics ID. So now, Darcy, what I will need is for you to go to Google Analytics or googleanalytics.com. And you happen to have a Google account, right?
I have more than one Google account. For benefits charity, I have a benefits charity Gmail. But I don't have anything set up with it at all yet.
Perfect. That's perfect. So that's great because then we can use that and you don't have to show us any information or any emails at all. So if you want to do that, just go to analytics. I believe is google.analytics.com or analytics.google.com. I don't remember exactly, but
I guess this
it is 3:56 in Vegas right now. Oh.
and 21 degrees centigrade.
It is quite chilly there.
And now, yeah, the sun's setting, so it's now 20 degrees centigrade.
I just noticed also the change. So I was like, ooh, 1 whole degree just came down.
Yeah.
And while that loads, Luxmax asks, can we use Integromat instead of Zapier? At the moment, Lux, we don't have the ability to do that, but we do have an area that our customers can actually
I'm
send
going to
us.
stop share just for a second in case it
pops
up my.
No worries.
Just in case it has my default.
No problem. Yeah, that's completely fine. Of course, what Darcy's doing, she's actually going into her Gmail account. So we're going to connect the analytics because that's one of my missions today, because we need to make sure that at least today we learn how to connect analytics into our stores and also play around with the other apps. But as Lux asked, we don't have Integromat, but what we do have, Lux, is the ability for you to send us the request. Like, hey, guys, I know you're still working on your development of other products, but can you take a look at Integromat for Groovekart? So we do a process that we actually put it to a vote, and if it's voted enough times, then Integromat becomes part of the apps in Groovekart. Because that's how we do things. I mean, we are growing as a company, and our products are growing with your help. So every time you guys send us a ticket for support, every time you contact us, every time you send us a request into our forms that says, "Hey guys, how can I help you guys here to make this better?" We are taking your advice and you're taking your recommendations to make the product better. So I think, Darcy, I think you're ready or not yet?
Yeah, is it sharing?
Yes, but I'm going to add it to the screen right now. I just want to make sure that you're okay with it. Perfect. So guys, of course, for a moment there, we actually just did not display the information because Darcy was going to her email. And of course, this is recorded for later, so we don't want to have any information that lingering. So guys, now the account details. In the account details in analytics, this is actually how you enter. Do you mind going one step before that, Darcy? So when we just get to the analytics. So this is the page. So you're welcome to Google Analytics. And then you're going to click Start Measuring, if I'm correct. Now, I believe you don't have your domain ready, or did we add a domain yet? No.
No, we didn't do any of that yet. I own a domain on Mailchimp.
Okay.
But we have not connected domains or anything yet.
We haven't connected the domain? Because that's a big no-no, because we need your domain connected in order to do this. And I completely forgot that we didn't do it. Why haven't we done it?
I think that Groovathon kind of threw the flow a little different.
I believe so, because
I was waiting. I'm waiting for your direction on each thing. I'm not pulling a Donna.
Yeah, no. And you know what? I think it was one of the things that I needed to do. And I just thought that we did it already. So it's my fault, guys. I apologize, because in order to get analytics set up, we need a domain. But let's just do something better now. Let's just add your domain, because this is actually a perfect curveball that I needed today, because I thought that we connected your domain. Wow.
Now we can.
Now we can. So let's just shift gears a little bit here, and let's just go back to your settings in the main page. Perfect. Because it's very simple to add a domain. But now I need you to do me a favor. Let's click where it says domain. And guys, I do have to apologize, because I thought that we connected the domain. I believe it was in day 2 when we did but I believe that day 2 and 3 was actually right smack in the middle of the Groovathon, and maybe that might throw me off balance here.
And because we didn't want to get too technical during the middle of Groovathon.
Correct.
Which I believe, if you go into the archives of the
I think.
And 31.
I'm sorry, I lost you for the past for those last 10 seconds. I kind of lost you there. But yeah, we gotta have to take a look at those recordings. But yeah, so let's just check. Let's just shift a little bit of the gear here, and let's just add the domain. Why not? So if you guys have a domain, and this is a perfect opportunity actually to do this in the event that we missed it. So the domain settings, you just go to that where it says domain, and it will ask you what domain. So you just type the domain name. So it will be benefitcharity.com, and then just click Save Domain. Now the system, what it will do, it will actually just tell you you're going to have to do certain things. You have to have a process, and we will do it in a second because it will take just maybe a couple of minutes here in order to do that. What it will happen is whatever domain name you actually type in, where Darcy just typed the domain name, it will start the process to set your store with that domain. Meaning that instead of going to mystore.groovekart.com, it will go to mystore.com or whatever .com or .net that you decided to use. So I think that is being done right now. And in the meantime, right after this is completed in the next couple of seconds, we need to go off camera again because Darcy needs to access her Mailchimp account and change something called the DNS. And of course, because it's her account, it's her private account, we cannot privy on that. So, but I'll give you the steps on how to do it because it's very simple. All that we need to do is access the account, select the domain, and change something called the DNS. And the DNS will actually be the part that you need to connect. And I believe the domain process already finished, Darcy?
Oh, I'm sorry again?
The spinning wheel that actually connected the domain, did it finish already?
It's still going, so I'm just getting Namecheap started.
Perfect, great. That I was about to say. I was about to recommend
it takes a little bit on my computer still.
Yes, and guys, of course, we're gonna also have a video on that. And again, my apologies because I thought we had connected your domain. That's why I'm so excited to do the analytics. Maybe with a little bit of luck, if we can just pull this off and have the domain kind of pointed to the server, we can do this. If not, I'll show you what happens in a different store. I'm gonna just also fire it up in the event that you cannot get the domain connected. But let's just try to get
codes again.
Did it give you the two DNS addresses? Maybe
to log in, it has to. It's the two-factor
authentication.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but did the process on our end in Groovekart, did it finish already?
It's still going.
Yeah, it says 1 to 2 minutes, so it will probably just take a couple of minutes. Okay. But in the meantime, let's see if we have any questions. David, do we have any questions at the moment? I think he's finally going to bed.
No, he doesn't sleep.
Oh, look at this guy.
I'm just waiting for 2 seconds. I'm finding my mouse, and he's already saying, "Oh, David is in bed."
Hey.
He doesn't sleep.
What time is it where you are? Seriously.
It is 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 a.m. It's not that late.
It's not that late, huh?
That late.
Okay.
But at this moment, I'm seeing the Integromat Zapier question was the last one on here, which you answered. So I don't think there is another one from Colin. Where do I customize the footer? Maybe I can answer that one. Colin, you just go into the builder and then click on the footer. It just says edit layout. You click on it and then you design it with like everything else on the page. Yeah. But I cannot believe you forgot to connect Miss Hall's domain.
You know what?
I don't know.
It was one of those biggest. I mean, it was my biggest oversight in the whole process because I could have swore that we connected that domain the second or third day, and now, and you know what? I should have just let Darcy know that we were going to the analytics today. And guys, it was completely my fault. My apologies for that.
It's unforgivable.
I know.
It's just
it's just not acceptable.
Absolutely.
You
All
see,
right. So I'm still getting the spinning wheel on the domain side, I could start getting that, or do we have to wait for this first step first?
Yeah, we have to wait until it gives you a setting called the DNS address. So that's probably why it's taking a little longer.
Okay.
Now give me a second because I'm firing up my side so we can actually just see what I was talking about. So give me just 1 second. And let me just get this started. Yeah.
And meanwhile, I did make a geeky spreadsheet of the speakers and then the Groove, the replays, and figured out it's not perfect, but I believe that the second and third sessions of the Groovekart challenge that were during Groovathon, I think are in the replay number 8 and replay number 31. Thereabouts.
Oh, okay, perfect. So guys, what I'm gonna do now, Darcy, if you allow me, because I don't know if the process will be complete on time, and right now it's 7:07, and I wanna make sure that we have the next maybe 20, 35 minutes, just enough time to get this process completed. I'm gonna show you guys what needs to be done in one of my accounts. So let me just now share my screen, if you don't mind. And let me bring this window right up here into the other monitor. Let me see if it will go fine. Ah, perfect. I think I can make it fit here. Awesome. So let me just show you guys what happened if, of course, we were doing this right. Unfortunately, I forgot, and I'm just going to tell you how I'm sorry I am. Now, the domain settings will be a page that looks like this. So the connected domains and the DNS records. I have 2 ways to get to my store, which is tijuana.com, which is the name of my store, and then marketinggrowth.groovekart.com, which is my subdomain. So in this case, as Darcy started working on, she put her domain here, and you can just activate the domain. She will get something like this. The NS records. And the NS records in this case were apollo.nscloudflare.com and uma.nscloudflare.com. And where do you change those? You actually change those in your register area. So let me just see if I can have, let me see. Let me do this off camera for a second here. Let me just go and bring my other window, and my window disappeared now, funny enough. Let me just bring this window off camera for a second as I connect to my register, which is GoDaddy. So we can do an example right now. So let me just really quickly log into my account. And it will be just a second here.
And John, I'm still getting the spinning wheel. Should I try refreshing?
The spinning wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remember, if you get the spinning wheel, just refresh the page.
Okay.
You know that usually that kind of just gets you all the information that you need. So perfect, guys. I'm gonna just now bring my account here for a second, so we can see where is the settings that you need to change. In this case, it's actually for GoDaddy, but you can do this with any other register. Let me just go into, okay, why is it not going into my account? Bear with me one moment. Because it's Namecheap is actually good too. I've been buying my domains from GoDaddy for years. And the only reason is because they offer a couple of solutions that I always use. But then again, you have a lot of options out there. I know another one, very good one is namesilo.com. It's actually very cheap and very, very good. So let me just now go to my domains here, and I'll just go to the DNS. Where is my domain? Right here. Let me just click on it so I can bring it here to the front. All right, guys. So let me just, now I have this window open. So of course, if you have your domains here, you can go into your domain settings and go into your DNS where it says manage DNS. This is the same terminology for any register. So either manage DNS, update your DNS. Once you click in there, you're going to get two areas that you're going to fill out. And usually they're right here. They're named the name servers, is the short for NS. So as you can see here, mine are Apollo and UMA, which is the same information that we have right here. So I have this domain, tijuana.com, connected using Apollo and UMA. So that is the piece of information that you need from here, from Groovekart, to connect to your domain manager or in the company that you have your domains to update your name servers. It will be Apollo and UMA. So once you have that, it will be maybe 12 hours or maybe just, if you're lucky, a couple of minutes, and your domain actually resolves. And you're going to get something like this. So I'm going to just go here. Let me just open the site. And of course, this is a store that I've been working on when I have time. And this is, again, just another Groovekart store. I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff. But just to show you guys, is a store that is active. So it's right here. And I believe I already connected my my analytics. So this is actually one of the pages that I was testing with a video on it, because yes, we're so cool that we can actually put videos in our product pages. So that's something that I've been testing, and we're gonna be definitely just, you can actually add it to your site. But let me just go back now to my settings and take a look if we did indeed put the actually analytics. And I believe I have my pixel code as well and the analytics information here. So again, sorry for the switch and change of pace, guys. But again, it was completely unexpected, and because I forgot. So here it is. All that you need, guys, in reality from Google Analytics is your analytics ID. You go to settings, pixels, feeds, embed codes, Google Analytics, right here. All that you do is add this code. And how did that happen? Just by adding, I actually just need to change space here also, because I need to open a Chrome, a new window here, because I'm going to access my analytics account. So bear with me one moment. I just need to make sure that I have the right account so I can show you the interactions within analytics and how to set it up. Because it's very simple once you have it connected, once you have your account ready, which most likely, I think, Darcy, what we're going to do for next week,
next session?
We're going to probably just do the connection. Since you already have your domain connected, I'm going to repeat it because I want you to learn this process. And I definitely want you to make sure that you do it right. And so we're going to repeat this process. It might be a little repetitive of what I'm just showing you guys, but I'd rather have you do it so you remember how to do it in the future with any other store that you might set up. Or as a matter of fact, with any other website that you want, because analytics can be connected to any of our products in our set of tools. So give me just 1 second here, and let me just do dismiss here. And let me see if I have under this account, I have the right domain. Just bear with me 1 second. And David, in the meantime, as I do this, if you can let me know if we have any questions, certainly appreciate it. Let me take a look. I don't have it in this account, of course. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think I do have it.
David may have gone for chicken wings.
Yeah, he probably did.
So time for chicken wings. Let's see here. Did you answer on Colin Pinto as where do I customize the footer? And Michael Ramirez asked, I have heard that you guys will stop using Cloudflare. Can you please elaborate why you've decided to do that? Thanks.
In Cloudflare, we will definitely need to check that. Now, guys, give me just 1 second.
So just to fill in that second, I'll explain again that if you are looking for replays from the massive Grooveathon that has 330 hours of incredible content, all things Groove and marketing, that you can go to the official Groove Digital channel on YouTube. So YouTube/Groove Digital. And if you scroll through some of the libraries, there are a collection of 43 separate videos. They're about 8 hours long each of the full Grooveathon and the 2 Groovekart challenge and Groove Party sessions. Those I think are in videos number 8 and 31.
Actually, guys, thank you so much. And I'm sorry, I rarely do this, but I had a phone call, and it was actually our very own Matt Serralta, and he just gave me a great idea. And he said, next session, to have your sites ready for anybody, because we're going to have a longer session for the Groovekart experience and the Groovekart challenge, where we're going to be reviewing live sites that you guys are going to send us. So we're going to review those sites. So, and he just called me on my cell phone in the middle of the live, because he said, hey, let's just take this as an opportunity to review the live site. So, and this was actually one of the co-founders of the company. So when he gets involved, things get done. So guys, this will be a great opportunity for you guys to have your sites ready, so we can actually just get them. And we audit. And remember, Matt Serralta, which created Groovekart, he knows his stuff. He knows e-commerce. That was many years when I used to work with him before. If somebody knows e-commerce, I mean, I can be rest assured that he's definitely Matt Serralta. Now, if you guys are looking at my screen, let me just tell you what happened. So we have to shift a little bit of the gears there, but this is my analytics account, and as you can see, I have a bunch of websites. But Tijuana.com is actually one of the stores that I'd run before, and I use it as a test store here in Groovekart. So once you have your store set up, your domain set up here, you get the ID, and this is the ID that we have here. You see, remember the number, the UA146? This number is the one that we have right on our property right here. You see, it's the same number, 22571. So once you have that connected, what will happen now, you can read all the information from your analytics. And let me just get that information right now. Because if you guys happen to type in Tijuana.com, that'll be TEEJUNA.com, it will show me in real time how many of you are visiting my site. And this is the cool thing about analytics. And we would like to use Darcy's site, but unfortunately, because a little oversight, we could not do it. But if you go into Tijuana.com, right now I see one active user. Maybe if somebody else wants to go, and I'll probably just go from my cell phone to take a look at it. You will not see anything much. It will not be anything incredible on products, because I haven't really developed a lot of products there. But what my point is, it will tell you in real time where are your visits coming from. Right now, we just jump to 22. Oh, actually, no. Let me just refresh. We have one active user right now. Let's see where they're coming from. And I'm going to try to open it from my cell phone to show you guys that analytics also show you the information depending on where the devices come from. If you have a mobile phone or a laptop or a desktop computer, it will tell you what and when and what pages your visitors are coming from. Let me just open it right now here. and see if it shows. And I'm sorry, my connection also and my computer is not really helping a lot today. That's kind of sucky for the past couple of weeks, but I am in the same boat.
No tornadoes, no hurricanes.
No, thank God.
Right
Yeah, thank God. Right now we don't have that. But last week it was quite a situation. And yeah, still loading, guys. I'm so sorry that it's taking this long. And let's just try to get this rolling.
In our defense, the live streaming using StreamYard and multiple things. Anytime you're streaming live, that eats up a lot more bandwidth and usage on the computer and the internet. So very
yeah, and it's just now.
Everybody doing the Groovekart challenge, I encourage you having better internet than I had starting out, and which I do have Gigablast now, but I'm still on an old computer. So.
Let me check. Oh, now it's loading again. Yeah, it's something's going on with my connection right now, but I'm wondering because I am using Firefox for StreamYard, and let me just see if this probably might do the trick. And you know this is live because only live these things happen. Like we were a couple of good weeks with any glitches, and I don't know why. Right after we this starts happening. But hey, guys, we roll with the punches, and we gotta do it with style. And you know,
transparency and honesty of the reality.
Exactly. It's like there's no way
making it look like all sunshine and rainbows and that it's super easy and takes 2 seconds. I like that it is showing that it does take some time to have patience and embrace all of it. And it's because those that stick through it that succeed, because others will give up and get impatient. So it's important to have patience.
Correct. And you know what? And I think as Darcy just mentioned, right now for us as a company, all these things actually teaches that we have certain things to be addressed. Like, I mean, in my case, it's definitely the speed in my computer. And I mean, right now I'm looking at Google, which is supposed to be one of the fastest sites in the world, and is just completely dragging in the difference of our sites right here. So it's those complexities and those challenges that as users we face every day. But as I tell my customers when they actually come into our support area, we gotta roll with the punches. We need to roll with that. And this is the cool part, guys. And I'm sorry, I'm always passionate about data. In another life, I work with data in crazy amounts. And this is something that you guys should have in your stores. Because where else you can get, hey, 43% of the visitors right now are using a desktop, 43% on mobile, and 40% on tablet. It can tell you exactly where your customers are coming from. Why am I telling you guys all this? Because then you can see that the concentration of your visitors are United States. You actually do advertising in the United States, but you can even go as granular on the locations, your traffic sources, and what the customer actually visited. So if you want to just go down to the United States, I can go and say, okay, right now we have 5 people in different cities: Miami, Newark, Texas City, and Las Vegas. So right now, these 5 users, I know where they are. So if, let's say, you're running a small business concentrated in certain group of people, so you can actually just market to that specific area and then learn about the journey. And one of the things about analytics, and without going further because we only have like 5-10 more minutes, it's a lot of information, guys. It's a lot of stuff that you can take and learn. Be patient with the process, because this is the important stuff. The data that you gather will determine when and where you can actually advertise. I know people personally that they spend $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 in advertising just to don't get the results that they were expecting. Why? Because they went with the gut feeling. Oh no, I'm gonna put a couple of ads in Facebook. It's gonna be probably like $300-$400 a day, and that's it. And analytics, no, it will be fine. I know my area, I know my people. Never do that. Always go with this kind of data. Why? Because it's important for our business, especially when we started. You can tell a lot about your audience as well. You can talk about a lot of other details, because yes, analytics is complex to learn. I am not going to lie to you guys. It's a lot of information. But if you only focus on two pieces of information, where your visitors are coming from and what are they using to actually visit you, what other sources are they coming because of a picture that you posted on Instagram, or they're visiting you because you actually posted something in Pinterest or other interaction. So you will know all that. So you will learn in time how to just manipulate that information and of course convert it into sales. But that was just the smallest sample that we can give you guys due to time. And again, next week, next session, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, Mr. Matt Serralta, the creator of Groovekart, is going to be with us. And we're going to be criticizing and helping other websites. So we're going to have fun because we're going to extend the session. I bet we can probably extend it a couple of more hours. So Darcy, be ready next session to be probably until 9, 8 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. And it's going to be fun. So, and
I'll
you
be
see,
ready for a 24-hour one. I'll have a lot more water handy and
and look, this is the cool part, guys. Read the last line. I will generally help you, and there will be a price. And a price is actually typed wrong, but we gotta forgive the typos. But hey, there will be a price. So, and this is actually, by the way, guys, it's just not a random person using Groove Apps. This is Matt Serralta. I guess he will probably connect with his own personal Facebook. But so this was gonna be a nice one. Yes, I saw a lot of people. So guys, that is important. Let's connect the analytics, and we will do it a little bit deeper on the next session with Darcy's website, and I'll make sure that we get the domain connected. And I bet probably it's already connected. All that you have to do is, did it give you the two DNS names?
No, I refreshed and it showed that it was connected, but it didn't show any DNS. So I deleted it and tried reconnecting again, and it's still getting this spinny wheel. And I just figured I'll show you offline in a moment.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll check that up in a second to see exactly what happened. And guys, this is also important because if that happens to you, just refresh the computer. Maybe something with the cache, maybe something with the browser, or
it's like
if
my
it's something,
computer and stuff. So
it could be. So if it's something like that, don't get
next
desperate.
session I'll have a new computer because I'm looking forward to Black Friday.
Nice. So we will see that, and we will see it in the next session. So everything will be a little bit faster. And also, guys, if you have a question, you know where to find us. That's the most important part. I take pride on leading a team that is really growing with you guys, and we're trying to actually answer the questions as soon as we can. We have to consider, we have a customer base that every day is growing, and we're trying really hard to make sure that everybody's served in the fastest manner possible. But let's see if we have any other questions or comments. Yeah, Christine is actually excited to actually just have get that. Google Chrome browser won't let me sign in. Yes, it's something is going on with Google right now, and they were having troubles early this week. I believe there was some sort of a situation with them in some areas. But guys, so I know it's 7:30. I'm gonna probably take a couple of more minutes to see if there's any questions that were not answered. And I guess David did left already. I don't see him around. He ditched the boat. Oh, David, that was unexpected of you. But it's okay, David. We love you, man. Thanks for all you do. And he does a great job every day when he actually works and really hard in presenting the Groove pages and all the software that he actually does a great job with. So guys, this is the simplest way. And it unfortunately didn't look that simple, but it is simple. But we're going to redo it. And as Matt Serralta said, we're going to just have next week. Remember, not this week, but on December 3rd, guys. So the next session will be December 3rd. So next week, I'll of course have an announcement, because that will give us an opportunity also to review all those new entrances that we're going to have for the contest. So if you want to participate, don't forget to send your essay to the email that you will probably see in the recording earlier, around minute 23rd, 24th. So send us the letter, send us the essay, so you'll be able to maybe get a shot and taking the seat that right now Mrs. Darcy Hall has, and trying to work with us and with the community. I mean, enjoy the Thursdays like this, just trying to interact with us and learn from this, because I believe that whenever we have a situation like this that is happening live, we don't necessarily have to edit the videos. And one of the things that I actually feel really proud of is that even with the little flaws that we get in these live sessions, we leave it as it is, because that's as real as it gets, because that's how we learn. And that's how our customers are learning with us, that whenever we have a chance, hey, we might have a little flaw here, but we're fixing it. We're making sure that all that is addressed. So, and I think either the connections or the fact that I forgot to connect your domain in session number 2. So there were a couple of things that did not happen the right way, but that's life. And we have to, run with it and make sure that we get it right. But guys, so Darcy, I don't know. I thought David came in, but no, he didn't. So let's see. Let me just check the last couple of things, and let me just go into the QA mode for the next probably 2-3 minutes.
And I would like to, if I could share screen, I just want to really give a plug for the official Groove Digital YouTube channel.
Perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll leave that up for a second so that you've got assignment, connect your extras. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, actually, yes. The assignment for the week, guys, right before we wrap up, is just connect your extras. Just play with your store, activate one of the apps, play with it, learn it. And as I said, in the next session that we're going to have with Matt, we're going to be making sure that we give you the constructive, criticizing your site, make sure that we do positive feedback so you can improve it. So it's a great opportunity that Matt is going to take out of his busy schedule. And we're definitely we should take advantage of that. So Darcy, you're going to show your screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let me know when so I can actually add you, and I'll remove mine. Perfect. So I'm removing mine so you can share yours right here. Perfect.
And let me know if you're seeing you're seeing the Groove Digital channel.
Yes, we are. So there it is. Oh, you have your channel in dark mode. I like it.
Oh yeah, that's better for you guys a lot of times. So youtube.com/Groove Digital comes to the main page here. You can, when there's live stream, you can see it right here. There's videos and playlists. And playlists. There's lots of great things here. Tutorial videos. I'm going to actually click back to videos. I think this is. Otherwise, I'll go to the home. So there's just massive amounts of content. But if I like to, from the homepage, you can scroll down that there's the messages from founders, some walkthrough series. Some of these are a bit older, so Groove Digital is advanced. GrooveFunnels is improving daily. It's crazy how much they've evolved. And so some tutorial, take a look at what the dates are, because they may be out of date. But this is where I like to go, is past live streams. Clicking here, you're able to see the most recent live streams. And again, plug for David Lemon does an amazing job of doing different live builds, Q&A, show and tells. So those are shown in there. Shout out to Simon Long. That's now popping up anytime, not pre-scripted as to when, but Groove anytime, some live calls. Right. And you can scroll through and then see the, so here's the icon for our Thursdays. So that's an easy way, and these are chronological, so scrolling back. And then with the Groovathon, though, because they were streamed for 330 hours of record-breaking, there's content. If you type in Groovathon, let's see here, Groovathon replay. So if you did number 8, Groovathon replay 8, Zabarshi had some great things in here too. Oops. I don't know, but replays.
Oh, yes.
If you look up for the replays, there's 43 replays, and I believe that session 8 and 31 may have our
Day 2 and 3, yes.
Day 2 and 3. So I
Yep.
encourage everybody, dive in and look at recent videos for the best tutorials. And you have 2 weeks until our next session. So build your store and get it up there for us to help critique.
And that's great. And you know what? I couldn't have said it better. And Darcy's been such a great help. You know, she's going to be missed once we switch powers next week. Actually, in 2 weeks. I should say 3 weeks because with the holiday. But you're being great. And I know you're going to just be really successful with the store and whatever you do. Because you see, you're helping us to grow. And that's how we are. We are actually helping our customers, but also our community, and you know, just the great people that actually come to every Thursday session. So thank you. And yes, so Jessica Sang said, I miss all the other Groovekart lives. Here, Simon Lone, Darcy Hall just gave you a shout out. Yep, thank you, Jessica. Yes, you can actually find them in YouTube, also in our GrooveDigitalAcademy.com. So guys, with that, we're gonna wrap it up. It's now 7:40, and I know you guys want to go eat and have fun with your families. So there were not a lot of questions this session, but I know we're going to have more next 2 weeks. So guys, don't forget, this Thanksgiving week, we're not going to have the session. We're going to have it next week in December 3rd. I'm going to make sure that we put something in our Facebook group so you can follow us, and we'll see you guys then. All right. Have a great week. Have a great Thanksgiving week, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, Darcy, anything else? Any other parting words?
Take action. Get your store started. Have fun with it. Play around. The best way of learning is by doing. And really, those that take the best action, you could even have your store up by next Friday, Black Friday, and crush it out. Make your Christmas money.
There you go. Awesome. All right, guys, we will see you next week, and have a great day. Bye-bye.